you can marry children, but they wouldn't think that the average American citizen will not think they can marry children here in America in 2022. So most Americans are under the impression that it's somewhere else, somebody else is doing it. Somebody else is marrying children, not us. No, it's somebody else. Most Americans are not excuse me, conscious of the fact that it's them. It's their country that's marrying children. That's reality. This is not conspiracy. And when it's reality, guess what that means? It's energy. It's energy in the atmosphere of 44 states with child marriage. And at least one child is married to an adult right now. At least one. And you've seen the whole country go crazy over one child. Let's look at Gabby, that was killed by Brian Laundrie. Y'all went crazy over Gabby. But you're not going crazy over the thought of one child being in a marriage with adults, with an adult. You're not going crazy over that, but you're going crazy over Gabby. You was going crazy over Gabby last summer. But and what Brian Laundrie was doing. You was chanting, "Where is Gabby?" I'm asking, where is the children that are in a child marriage? That's what I'm asking. That's what I want to see. The whole nation went crazy over Gabby. Why can't the whole nation go crazy over one child in child marriage? Why can't the American community that went crazy over Gabby, which was a fully grown woman, by the way, why can't the same country go crazy over one child that's in child marriage? You went crazy over one of Gabby's. One of the Gabby's. You went crazy over Gabby. She was one person, by the way. So why can't you go crazy over one child that's in child marriage when Gabby was a fully grown woman making her own decisions anyway? Hey, at the end of the day, Gabby put herself in that situation with Brian Laundrie. At the end of the day, and these children are not necessarily doing that. These children are not putting themselves in a relationship, in a marriage with an adult. They're not doing that. Let's just say that, as most people would think, a child is not able to give consent to marriage. No child is able to say, they don't even know what a marriage is. They don't even know what it consists of. Being with an adult at that. Not children marrying children, which would be bizarre too. Not children marrying children. A child marrying an adult, man. Right here. And I'm just, for the world of me, trying to understand what these Americans out here are doing right now. when you got 44 states with child marriage, and what are you doing presently? You look like a complete moron. I don't understand what you're doing. I'm sitting right here smirking at you. I don't understand what you're doing, because you can't outlive that. You ain't nothing gonna make it right but it being pulled out of your laws. Not half of it, like you tried to sneakily do and pull some of it out. Nah, not that. Not trying to moderate it to make it look good. All of it has to be gone. And here's the punchline: to fit the integrity of the American community. Long as you got a little bit of that going on, ain't no average Americans agreeing with none of that. So that means we have two different countries here. We have the American government and we have the American community. Now, this is for the smart people, but I can break it down for the simple people too. Okay? You got the American government by principles being their own country with 44 states with child marriage. You have the American citizens outside of the government that don't do government jobs that are totally unaware of these laws. Totally unaware. This is the part you got to think about. The American community is totally unaware. So they're living on a higher level of morality and character than the American government, and they're living on two different levels of morality, the American community and the American government, which makes it two different countries. You basically, by morality, are two different countries. The American citizens have no idea, most of them don't, of child marriage. It's one thing, I'm not saying one is better than the other. Well, one is worse than the other. Okay? You also have the age of consent under 18 in 40 states. This is another law. This is another law. Now, with that, that's sex acts with children under 18 in 40 states, with the age of consent being under 18 in those 40 states. But what's worse than that is what I'm telling you about, which is the child marriage. That's worse than pedophilia. That's worse than anybody you've ever heard of. Because the child is consistently every day with this person. Every day. So they're having sex acts every day in the child marriage. Come on, I got to break it down to the simple people. What you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing? Cooking cookies and looking at Walt Disney movies? Looking at Disney movies all day? You think that's what these people marry children for? To have cooked warm milk and cookies and watch Disney movies and Nickelodeon. That's what you think they're doing? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, they're not watching Disney and they're not drinking warm cups of milk with warm oven baked cookies. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is having sex acts with children every day, which is worse than a pedophile. Well, the pedophile is not married to the child. A pedophile goes to Target, a Walmart, and gropes a child. What's worse than that? What's worse? What's worse? Groping a child or getting married and being with the child every single day? A child getting groped or a child in a marriage 24/7 having sex acts every day with a grown man or a grown woman. You tell me what's worse. So child marriage, here's the punchline. Here's the setup. Child marriage is worse than pedophilia. Child marriage is worse than pedophilia. That's a 7. Child marriage is worse than pedophilia. This is the next level of what I'm going to start talking on, because this is the next progression. I need to help you understand that all the people they've been demonizing in your community can't compare to a child marriage. I don't care what they did. I don't care how many times they did it. Marrying a child is worse than pedophilia. They got the child 24/7. And the government helped them out to do it, which makes it worse with that part too. You had assistance and a help, and your government is cool with it. That makes it worse. That you have the agreement of the government. That's a 7. Yeah, it's one thing to go to a store and and a pedophile gropes somebody, and the authorities don't agree with it. And it's another thing with child marriage, with the government authorities agreeing with it, passing laws for you to do it. That makes it worse as well. Yeah, ain't no mercy in this. They wouldn't give you no mercy. They wouldn't give me no mercy. We ain't giving no mercy. How convenient of them to ask for mercy and try to be kind and all like they're human. They're people of humanity. They're human. They practice being good humanitarian ways and character. How convenient of them to act like that now. Well, it's a little too late. Time does run out, you know. Yeah, time doesn't last forever. And you've been messing with children in 44 states, marrying children. And now you're trying to make everything right at the last minute. It ain't gonna work. You've been making everybody else the devil and you've been the devil yourself. That's the funny part. That's the ironic part. You've been accusing everybody of being Freddy Krueger. But guess what? Freddy Krueger didn't marry no children. Hey, Freddy Krueger did not marry children in the movies. Freddy Krueger didn't marry no children. So why you trying to recreate Nightmare on Elm Street? You doing worse than everybody with child marriage. You doing worse than any pedophile could ever do. Any suspected one, anyone that's solid, anyone that's registered. I don't care if it's registered sex offenders. I don't care if it's folklore, the ones you hearsay ones, you don't even know what they did and how they did it. Them and everything in between. None of them are worse than 44 states with child marriage, where the child is with the adult 24/7. Not randomly, 24/7. And your government helped make that possible, by the way. Your government made that possible. You telling me that's not worse? And like I said, they wouldn't have mercy on you if they found out you was messing with children in 44 states. Let's just be, for example, and you had a relation with a child. Let's just say you was a notorious pedophile. You had relations with children in 44 different states, right? You think this country would give you mercy? Think about what I just said. If you was a notorious pedophile that had sexual relations with children in 44 different states, what do you think the American community would want done to you? 44 different states, you have relations with a child, right? What do you think they would want to happen? They would want you jailed or in hell. But when we talk about the American government doing the exact same thing, you hear crickets. I hear crickets. No one has nothing to say. It's not going to work like this. We're going to make you pay for what you've done. We're going to make you pay for 44 states marrying children, and you sitting up accusing and acting like everybody else is the monster. We're going to make you pay. Just off of the strength of you running around acting like everybody else doing it. For that reason. That's what makes it fatal for you. That's what makes it fatal for you, is that you went running around like John Wayne, and you the one doing it. You the one doing it. That's what makes it fatal for you, bruh. You can't contradict yourself like that. You can't do it. You cannot contradict yourself that sharply and expect nothing to happen. I'm sorry, white American entitlement is not going to, it has played out. It has ran its course this time. You're not going to be able to use that white power, that white authority, the white mob. I don't care what you have. You're not going to be able to manipulate this time. When it's specifically with child marriage, it's no way you're going to be able to manipulate. It's too many people that will be against you in this American government, this American community and the American government. Some of them are ignorant too. They don't even know. But with the FBI, the military, the police, the community, There's too many people that's not going to stand with no people that's marrying children in 44 states. This is the end. This information ends this country. And you don't see it yet because you're not able to see. You don't have long insight to see into the future. You don't have it. You don't have it. I do. When this information comes to the fruition and comes into reciprocity, you are going to suffer complete total loss of this country. There is no American citizens, there is no American people that agree with 44 states with child marriage. There's no one here like that. There's no one here cheering for that. There's no one here thinking that's cool, that's sound of mind and sound of morality. It's no way, it's two different countries. You got Americans that are oblivious to this, that have no hunches about it, and they're still passing the laws. They passed the last one 3 years ago. Just in case you think this is dusty laws that's been established decades ago, then why they just pass a child law? I don't care how they manipulated it and how they moderated it up into this year, 2022. 2019 was that was 3 years ago. And they have had this child marriage thought process, which is all I care about for the most part, 3 years ago. Again, they've had this child marriage thinking process 3 years ago. That's all you need to know. Again, they have the American government and community, portions of it, have had a child marriage perspective 3 years ago. Just in case you think this is something I'm like from way down yonder. Over in the by and by the clouds on cloud 9 somewhere. In the Milky Way galaxy, far away, light years away. It was just 3 years ago that they passed laws, July 1st, 2019, that was child marriage perspective. Okay? Just in case you think this was a long time ago. Just in case you think this is washed up old stuff. This was less than 3 years ago. This was just now 37 months ago. 37 months ago is not a long time. 37 months. 37 months they passed child laws in America. Okay? 37 months ago. And you see, when you start breaking it down, 37 months, that's not a lot of months. Well, they showed child marriage perspective by laws. Where they showed child marriage perspective by laws 37 months ago. 37 months ago, guys. Now you see, you need it broken down to you. That's what's wrong with the American community. You need somebody like me, because I'm a teacher. A teacher doesn't sit back and act like how smart they are. They break it down for everyone to understand. That's what a teacher is supposed to be able to do. They're supposed to be able to educate you, break it down to steps. Although they may be able to just run circles around this information or informations, if you will. The art of a teacher is they're able to break it down. You need this broke down to you, because you hear this information and it goes in one ear and out the other. So that's why I'm harping on it. That's why, just like a teacher, you got the subject of math. They're going to continue to go over math problems, math situations, over and over and over in the class until you get it. Until you understand it. Until you have an epiphany of what to do and how to do it, until you come to a paramount place and your perspective and mind about this. That's why I got to continue to do it. It ain't obsession. I'm teaching you. You're in class. You're being educated on something you didn't know about. It's a course. Let's put it like that. It's a course that you have to take because you wondering why your country is so messed up. They've practiced child marriage perspective by laws 37 months ago. This is how you need to hear it. Because if I tell you July 1st, 2019, even though that was just a year before COVID, which makes it very relevant, if I tell you it's just a year before COVID, it should always be relevant to you. Wow, they passed these laws a year before COVID. That's crazy. That's what you should be thinking. But I got to, like I said, I got to do this. I got to do this. This is a course. And it's a needed karma for the American community running around here, acting like they're so pure and holier than thou, acting like they're so much of a man than you and I, acting like they're more masculine than you and I, acting like they're more of a woman or more of a something else than you and I, and overall basically acting like they're more of an adult than you and I. But then why they got 44 states married children there, man? Explain that to me, for all the masculine guys, for all the hard-working guys with work ethics. Explain to me why y'all didn't know this. Hey, can you explain it? For all these educated people that went to college, you went to universities all around the country. You came and went from law school. You went to law school. I can't make this up. You know how many law students there are right now? And you know how many law students are all across the country have no idea about 44 states with child marriage. But they're in law school at the same time. I can't make this up, bruh. I can't make it up. They're in law school. There's law schools all around the country. Kim Kardashian is even into law education. But I bet she don't know about 44 states married children. She might do now because the culture is spreading it and because of people like me. But before that, though, while she was doing all the studying she was doing, did she know about it? Did she know about 44 states married children? That's all I'm asking. I'm not nothing more, nothing less. Did you know about it? The answer probably is no. Okay? The answer probably is no. Ask all these comedians. Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry, Jim Carrey, Kevin Hart. They know about 44 states with child marriage. Yeah, I'm taking it there, man. This is all the people you love and respect. This is all the people you admire, who you're inspired by. But they don't know about 44 states with child marriage. That part. You're inspired, but they don't know. Yeah, the guy, The Rock. You know who The Rock is. Kevin Hart did it. Does he know? He walks around like a cop all the time. You know about 44 states with child marriage? Pretty sure he don't do it. All your favorite cops, all these super cops all around the country, they got all these seasoned veteran cops. While you a seasoned veteran cop, do you know about 44 states with child marriage, sir? That's all I'm asking. I ain't yes or no. It's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. I'm not asking for any explanation, any in between, butter, what, butter, coulda, butter, woulda. No. Yes or no. For all you seasoned veterans, cop veterans, yes or no. Veterans, yes or no. And that's what I'm saying. And now you see why I don't respect them. Now you see why it don't matter who it is, I don't show no respect. Because you don't know what's going on. You're just here working. Basically. And, it's no excuse for it. It's no excuse. I don't want to hear any excuses. I want to hear yes or no, do you know? That's all I want to hear. That's all I care about. How many people know about this? I want to get to the bottom of it. You want to do the detective work? I want to do it now too. You want to be a detective? I want to be one now too. I want to go find out and investigate how many people knew this all this time. While you running around like John Wayne trying to catch pedophiles. And oh yeah, for you people that like to go and do these little fake profiles on social media and you're trying to catch pedophiles, why you think it's cool to do this and all of that? Great, good if you do catch somebody, doing that. However, do you know about 44 states married children? You probably don't. Because you would be working at getting that done. Because you're fighting against yourself, with cops included, when you ignore this. That's what we say in the South is, that's putting the cart before the horse. Boom. That's putting the cart before the horse. You out here trying to fight crime, but you got laws you fighting against as well. How are you going to fight crime? I don't see how you can be a cop. How can you be a cop and they marrying children in 44 states? How can you? These videos I'm making is going to make cops resign. I'm telling you, you're going to resign. You're going to go ahead and put in your notice. You're going to retire and you're going to get your little money. Because you can't do it. You'll try, but your conscience is going to eat you alive. How can you do it? How can you be in the military? That's why it's a collapse of the whole community. I told you this. That's what makes this war so unique. This is a unique battle. Because we didn't need to go and charge the White House like them white guys did, like those rednecks did. Those rednecks went and charged the Capitol January 6th and got nothing accomplished. What did they get accomplished? This is how stupid Americans are. They think they're going to go charge a governmental facility and everything's going to go away. That's how simple-minded you are of the government. You think you're going to go charge the White House and it's going to be all over. Well, unfortunately, you have many other facilities that these government officials are at. And charging all of them even is not going to be good enough. It's not going to be good enough. But this is the fantasy that many of you Americans have. Yeah, we're going to go charge the White House. Okay, so if the White House goes away, what happens next? You still got plenty government officials. What happens next after that? I'm giving you information that's going to make it all go away. Ain't no way they can outlive this. You ain't got to charge no Pentagon. I'm being real. You ain't got to charge no Pentagon. You ain't got to go charge no Capitol. You ain't got to go charge the White House. You ain't got to go do nothing. You ain't got to go to no government facilities. That's how you know I ain't no terrorist. I'm telling you, you ain't got to go to no government facilities. You ain't got to charge them. You ain't got to attack them. All you have to do is reveal that there's two different countries here in America, and the government has passed laws that allows adults to marry children in 44 states, which is the majority of the country, and it's over. Because the American community and citizens are living on a whole different level of morality under the impression that their government is doing it too. And when they find out that that's not true, and it contrasts to the level of 44 states with child marriage, they're going to see America in the true light of who they are as far as government, and it's over. They're not going to be able to work or stand with these people anymore that pass these laws. This is the end. This is the revolution. This information is. And I know a lot of y'all slow, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time for you. That's why I'm giving you the course now. So because we're gonna come head to head with the revolution. And so I'm starting the course now. So by the time we get there, you'll be good. You'll understand. Because a lot of you y'all in denial. You're in denial about the information I'm telling you now. No, that can't be true. It is true. And it doesn't matter if it's with parental consent. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that the government of America has made it an option. That's all. That's the fact. That's the part that we're talking about. We're not talking about the numbers of people that's doing it. We're not talking about whether it's 1 million people doing it, 1,000 people doing it. We're talking about two different perspectives on children. From the American community, one of them, and the American government being the other, which they cannot be in unity. Which means because of the lack of morality, as far as the American government, it has to cease to exist as a brand. You don't have to die. That's what makes this war so excellent. I know it's from God. They don't have to die. They just gotta cease as a brand. It can't be no more America. It can't be. That's too much of a contradiction. We sit back and watch you do it.